Here's a question I want you to sit with for just a second. You're 35 years old. You've got $42,000 sitting in your 401k right now. Are you behind? Are you ahead? Or does that number even tell the whole story? Because most people who look at these retirement statistics walk away feeling one of two things, either unrealistically confident or completely defeated. And today, I want to make sure you walk away feeling something very different. Informed, motivated, and ready to take action. Vanguard just dropped their 2026 How America Saves report, and it is the most comprehensive snapshot of American retirement savings we have. Nearly 5 million accounts, real data, real Americans. And here's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to break down the average and median 401k balance at every single age bracket, under 25, all the way through 65 and beyond. I'm going to tell you why those numbers are what they are, what mistakes people are making at each stage, and exactly what you should be doing right now to beat those averages, no matter where you're starting from. Because here's the truth that this entire video comes back to. Your habits matter infinitely more than your current balance. Let's get into it. Before we look at any age group, we need to talk about something that trips people up every single time: the average. According to Vanguard's brand new 2026 data, the average 401k balance across all Americans is $167,970. That's a record high, up about 13% from last year. If you saw that number and thought, okay, I need $167,970, you've already made a mistake. Here's why. Imagine 10 people sitting in a room. 9 of them have $10,000 in their 401k. One person, has $1 million. What's the average? Over $109,000. But does that represent what 9 out of 10 people in that room actually have? Absolutely not. That's what's happening with this data. A small number of very high-income savers with million-dollar accounts are pulling that average way up. So what's the number that actually tells the truth? The median. And the 2026 median across all Americans is just $44,115. That's the midpoint. Half of all American savers have more than $44,115, half have less. That's the number that tells you where a typical person actually stands. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because when you break this down by age, the story changes completely. And it reveals not just where Americans are, but why they're there. Let's go age by age. According to Vanguard's 2026 data, the average 401k balance for workers under 25 is $7,259. The median? Just $2,234. Now, before you laugh at that number, those figures are up year over year. And here's the thing most people miss. This age group is not actually behind. They're just getting started. And getting started at 22 versus 32 is the difference between $1 million and $500,000 at retirement without changing a single other thing. Let me show you what I mean. Picture Emily. She's 23. Just landed her first real job, making $52,000 a year. She enrolls in her company's 401k and contributes 6%, capturing her employer's full 3% match. So she's putting away 9% total, roughly $4,700 a year. At 7% average annual growth over 42 years, Emily walks into retirement at 65 with over $1.1 million. Now picture her coworker, David. Same salary, same job. But David opted out. He figured he'd start when things calmed down. He waited until 32, 9 years later. David's retirement balance at 65? Roughly $570,000. Same dollars, same percentage, same effort. But David just permanently gave up over $500,000 by waiting 9 years. This is why your 20s are your most financially powerful decade, even if they don't feel like it. Now, here's something wild that Vanguard's behavioral research revealed. The single biggest driver of whether young workers actually save, it's not income, it's not willpower, it's whether their employer automatically enrolls them. Workers in automatic enrollment plans consistently end up with dramatically higher balances. By year 10, the gap is $220,000 versus $133,000. Same people, the only difference was whether saving was the default. This is behavioral economics in action. When you have to actively choose to save, your brain finds reasons not to. But when saving is automatic and you'd have to actively choose to opt out, most people never do. If you're under 25, here's your action plan. 1. Enroll in your 401k right now, today, and contribute at least enough to get the full employer match. That match is literally free money. Not taking it is the equivalent of leaving part of your paycheck on the table. 2. Check what you're invested in. Many young workers are sitting in money market funds or default options that aren't growing. At this age, an S&P 500 index fund is your best friend. 3. Automate it and forget it. Let the system do the work for you. The average 401k balance for Americans in the 25 to 34 bracket is $50,261. The median sits at $18,732. Now, this is a huge age range, and there's a world of difference between a 25-year-old with $18,000 and a 34-year-old with the same balance. So let's talk about what's actually happening in this decade. This is the decade of lifestyle expenses. Your income is growing, yes, but so is everything else. A lot of people in this bracket are dealing with student loans, saving for a down payment, maybe getting married, starting a family. The financial pulls in every direction are relentless. And this is exactly where lifestyle inflation quietly destroys retirement outcomes. Here's how it happens. You get a $5,000 raise. That's great. But immediately, the apartment upgrades, the nicer car, the restaurant spending, all quietly expand to absorb every dollar of that raise. Your income went up, but your savings rate didn't move. There's a simple habit that solves this. Every time you get a raise, every single time, increase your 401k contribution by just 1%. Just 1%. Here's what that looks like in real life. Sarah is 28, making $65,000. She's contributing 6%, about $3,900 a year. Over the next few years, she gets a few raises and bumps her contribution to 10%. That shift alone could add hundreds of thousands of dollars to her retirement balance over 35 years. Most major 401k plans now offer auto-escalation. You set it once, and your contribution rate automatically increases 1% every year until you hit your target. Turn that on. Let the system do the heavy lifting. Biggest mistake this age bracket makes? Cashing out the 401k when they change jobs. Vanguard's data shows that roughly half of workers do this. You pay a 10% penalty, you pay income taxes, you lose all the future compound growth on that money. For a 30-year-old cashing out a $15,000 account, the true cost 35 years later could exceed $150,000. Roll it over every time. The average 401k for 35 to 44-year-olds is $103,552. The median is $39,958. And this is the decade I want you to pay the most attention to. Because this is the decade that statistically determines whether you retire comfortably or spend your 60s worried about money. Why? Because peak expenses and peak earning potential collide right here. Mortgages, kids, college savings, aging parents, career pivots, everything is happening at once. And it's tempting to tell yourself, I'll start saving more when things calm down. Here's the hard truth. They don't calm down. They just change. But here's the incredible opportunity hiding inside this decade. If you're 38 years old with $40,000 in your 401k and you feel behind, you're not as far behind as you think. If you get serious right now and start contributing aggressively, compound growth is still powerfully on your side. Fidelity's savings milestones suggest having about 3x your salary saved by 40 and 4x by 45. Use those as guideposts, not judgments. Picture Michael. He's 38, making $85,000. He has $45,000 saved. He looks at those Fidelity guidelines and realizes he needs to accelerate. he bumps his contribution from 8% to 15%, about $12,750 per year including his employer match. He resists lifestyle inflation even as his salary grows over the next decade. By 55, Michael could have well over $500,000, not because he started with a ton of money, but because he made the decision to get serious at 38 and stuck with it. This decade is not too late, but it is urgent. The average 401k balance for 45 to 54-year-olds is approximately $188,000. The median is around $78,000. This is the decade most Americans describe as their financial turning point, either up or down. The good news? By now, income is typically at or near its peak. Kids may be getting older, the mortgage is further along, and there's often more cash flow than you've had in a decade. The question is, where does that cash flow go? If you spend it on nicer cars, vacations, home upgrades, your retirement doesn't improve. But if you direct even a meaningful chunk of it toward your 401k, this decade can single-handedly transform your retirement outlook. And here's something powerful that very few people take advantage of: catch-up contributions. Once you turn 50 in 2026, you can contribute up to $32,500 per year to your 401k. That's the standard $24,500 limit plus an $8,000 catch-up contribution. That extra $8,000 per year compounding for 15 years adds over $200,000 to your retirement balance. One important 2026 update: if you're a high earner making over $150,000, your catch-up contributions now must go to a Roth account. You won't get an upfront tax deduction, but your future withdrawals will be completely tax-free. For most high earners, that's actually a better long-term deal. This decade's action plan: direct all extra cash flow to your 401k first before lifestyle upgrades. Max out catch-up contributions if you can, and start tracking your annual spending, because the number you spend every year in retirement is the number that determines how much you need. We'll come back to that. The average 401k for 55 to 64-year-olds is $305,006. The median sits at $107,269. This is where the stakes become very real. Fidelity recommends having roughly 10 times your annual salary saved by retirement. Looking at that median balance of $107,000 at this stage, that gap can feel alarming. But before you panic, let's be clear about what these numbers don't include. They don't count IRAs. They don't count brokerage accounts. They don't count home equity. They don't count a spouse's savings, and they definitely don't account for Social Security, which pays the average American about $2,000 per month or $24,000 per year. So your 401k doesn't need to replace your entire income. It just needs to bridge the gap between your Social Security payments and your actual expenses. Here's the formula I love. Take your expected annual expenses in retirement, multiply by 25. That's your target portfolio size. This is based on the 4% rule, the idea that you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year and statistically never run out of money over a 30-year retirement. If you expect to spend $60,000 a year in retirement and Social Security covers $24,000, you need your portfolio to generate $36,000 a year. Multiply $36,000 by 25, you need $900,000. That's a very different and much more achievable number than people often assume. Now, two powerful tools available only in this decade. First, the Super Catch-Up. If you're between 60 and 63, you can contribute up to $35,750 into your 401k in a single year. This is a 4-year window that most people have never heard of. If you have the cash flow, use every dollar of it. Second, Social Security timing strategy. If you claim at 62, you get just 70% of your full benefit. If you wait until 70, you get 124% of your full benefit. For a married couple, the right timing strategy can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in lifetime income. This is worth an actual conversation with a financial planner, not a Google search. The average 401k for Americans 65 and older is $330,186. The median is $103,202. You'll notice something interesting. The median actually dropped slightly compared to the 55-64 group. That's because people are starting to take money out now. The accumulation phase is over. The distribution phase has begun. And honestly, most financial conversations stop here. But they shouldn't. Because if you retire at 65, there's a very real chance you'll need your money to last 25 to 30 more years. Inflation, healthcare, long-term care. A 30-year retirement is not unusual anymore. That means going 100% into cash or bonds at retirement is actually a mistake for most people. You still need some portion of your portfolio working for growth. 3 things that matter most after 65. First, have a withdrawal plan. Whether you use the 4% rule or a personalized strategy with an advisor, you need a clear picture of how much you're taking out, from which accounts, and in what order. The sequence matters enormously for taxes. Second, don't forget about required minimum distributions. Starting at age 73, the IRS requires you to withdraw a minimum amount each year from traditional 401ks and IRAs. Miss it, and the penalty is severe. Roth accounts are exempt from this rule, which is one of the reasons Roth conversions earlier in life can be so powerful. Third, stay partially invested. A 65-year-old who lives to 95 still has a 30-year time horizon. That's longer than most mortgages. Some growth exposure isn't reckless, it's necessary. Retirement is not the end of your financial journey. It's a new phase that requires just as much intentionality as the accumulation years. All right, let's bring this home. You've just seen where Americans stand at every single age. And I want to say something clearly. Whether you're ahead of these numbers, right in the middle, or looking at them thinking, I have some serious catching up to do, none of that determines your outcome. What determines your outcome is what you do next. Behavioral research consistently shows that the people who end up financially secure are not the ones who started with the most money. They're the ones who built the best habits and stuck with them through raises, recessions, market crashes, and life changes. Automate your contributions. Never cash out when you change jobs. Increase your savings rate with every raise, even by just 1%. Capture every dollar of your employer match, and think long-term even when short-term feels urgent. Here's the honest reality. The average American is behind on retirement savings, but the median American, they're not as far behind as the headlines make it sound, especially when you factor in Social Security, home equity, and other assets. More importantly, you are not a statistic. You're a person watching this video, paying attention, asking the right questions. That puts you ahead of the majority of Americans right now. So, I'll leave you with this. Your future wealthy self isn't built by one big decision. It's built by hundreds of small ones. And the most important one you can make is the very next contribution. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, which age bracket are you in? And are you ahead or behind the median? No judgment, just honesty. Let's talk about it. If this video gave you real value, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this information. And if you want evidence-based personal finance education built around your long-term wealth, subscribe to Alexander Finance. We don't do hype here. We do real finance, real data, and real strategies. See you in the next one.